Donald and Melania Trump wouldn't be the first presidential couple to divorce. As Donald Trump ventured further and further into his presidential campaign, Melania Trump had no choice but to embrace the political spotlight. So far, she's stayed with him through scandal and success. Will their marriage survive his presidency or end in divorce? Though it's rare, the 45th president isn't the only one to enter the White House as a divorcee. He would, however, be the first to divorce while in office. If things went that far, here's why. The two first met at a New York Fashion Week party in 1998. Despite refusing to give him her number at first, she eventually agreed to marry him. They have one son together, Barron, who is Melania's first child but Donald's fifth. Melania wasn't Donald Trump's first wife. He has actually been married 3 times, first to Ivana Zelnikova in 1977, then Marla Maples in 1993. His marriage to Ivana ended after a public affair with Maples. Trump's first divorce ended up being one of the most expensive celebrity splits in history, costing about $25 million total. Seeing as this is Donald's third marriage, he's chosen someone who appears to be much different than Ivana and Marla. While his previous 2 wives seem to be more high maintenance, the New Yorker reports Melania says she's not a nagging wife. Donald has reportedly not taken much interest in her home country of Slovenia or her culture, but for Melania, that's okay. "I'm not that kind of wife who would say, learn this or learn that," she says. As far as the publication could tell, she doesn't even tease Donald, but rather obediently compliments him. Going along with Melania's seemingly obedient attitude toward her husband, Michael D'Antonio, author of The Truth About Trump, says he noticed something troubling about their relationship. Vanity Fair reports. D'Antonio says when he met Donald and Melania, Donald said to his wife, "Tell him I'm a really good husband." He repeated this to her twice before she finally told D'Antonio her husband was great, but it seemed to be dragged out of her. The author also said Melania had another wifely duty, praising Donald's fame by telling him he was more well-known than other actors or rich folks. We know by now that Ivanka appears to be the golden child of the Trump family, but Melania wanted children of her own. Here's where things get weird, though. As Marie Claire reports, the couple had a contract of sorts before her pregnancy with Barron. Donald wanted to ensure Melania would get her pre-baby body back, and she assured him everything would go back to how it was. Of course, there are conflicting reports here, as a spokesperson for Melania claims Donald was a very warm and supportive soon-to-be dad at the time, but others say he seemed to be quite cold and transactional about the whole thing. From the outside looking in, many speculate that, like all previous unions to date, this Trump marriage would not last, though some reports claimed she didn't even want to become a first lady or move into the White House. She has also defended his questionable remarks and tainted history with other women. Whether they stay together forever, until his time in office ends, or split up as president and first lady might make a huge difference. Aside from their prenuptial agreement, Melania would leave the White House and become the former first lady. If a president were to divorce his wife and then remarry, all while still serving his term, she would become the current Flawless in place of the former. Getting a divorce while still in office probably won't happen strictly for political